Rhaedoral attended his coming-of-age ceremony, grasping the sacred sword confidently before everyone. 1 month earlier, Prince Rhaedoral practiced swordsmanship, while Martina questioned his future ambitions nearby. Martina encouraged Rhaedoral to support the kingdom and his family through responsible leadership someday. Reflecting carefully, Rhaedoral abandoned childish dreams and resolved becoming a dependable royal protector instead forever. Rhaedoral vowed to defend the kingdom of Zayn as a righteous prince, always onward proudly. Martina asked Rhaedoral whether he would protect her, strengthening his determination beside protecting the kingdom. Rhaedoral promised sacrificing everything necessary, while Martina cherished his unwavering resolve with happiness. Granard Zayn overheard their discussion, learning Rhaedoral faced the important royal succession ceremony with confidence. Meanwhile, the legendary Holy Sword de Faith awaited another coming-of-age ceremony inside the royal hall. Rhaedoral believed adulthood would grant independence. Unaware destiny would transform his peaceful future beyond expectations. Rhaedoral pulled de Finslave free, fulfilling his vow as the sacred sword accepted him before everyone. Shock spread across nobles, while Granard watched Rhaedoral accomplish the impossible during the royal ceremony. Granard questioned Rhaedoral, refusing acceptance that the Holy Sword had chosen his younger brother. Driven by jealousy, Granard grabbed de Finslave himself, yet the sacred weapon rejected him without hesitation. Everyone realized Rhaedoral had become the kingdom's chosen successor, changing the royal family's future forever. Granard regained composure, ordering everyone remain silent before ending the succession ceremony under the acting king's authority. Ignoring the audience, Granard forbade discussing Rhaedoral's selection and dismissed everyone from the royal hall. Rhaedoral feared the sacred sword's choice would eventually spark a dangerous royal succession conflict ahead. Enraged, Granard expelled Rhaedoral, while Martina watched silently beside worried royal attendants. Left alone, Granard questioned himself, unable understanding why the Holy Sword had rejected his worth. Rhaedoral left the capital restrained, confused after receiving exile instead of recognition for his achievement. Officials claimed Granard's future coronation required Rhaedoral's removal, despite acknowledging his innocence before departing. Lockwood Marcel and Basil Garst explained Granard ordered the controversial decision without opposition from others. Rhaedoral learned magical restraints suppressed his overwhelming holy power until he mastered the sacred sword. Rhaedoral rejected accusations against himself, refusing belief that his strength endangered the kingdom of Zayn. Rhaedoral denied betraying Granard, insisting his oath to protect the kingdom of Zayn remained sincere forever. Lockwood Marcel rejected Rhaedoral's plea, confirming Granard's decision would never be changed, despite his innocence. Rhaedoral realized Granard ordered his exile, leaving him shocked and heartbroken beyond expectation. Before departing, Rhaedoral encouraged Tina to stay safe while accepting his unfair journey without losing hope. Tina watched Rhaedoral leave, hoping they would meet again after his future adventures began. Martina revealed her true identity, explaining Rhaedoral could no longer address her by familiar nickname anymore. Confused, Rhaedoral struggled understanding why pulling de Finslave had changed everyone's attitudes toward him. Martina explained, Rhaedoral's departure protected the kingdom, though she believed his wishes differed from theirs. Remembering his promise, Rhaedoral declared protecting Granard and the kingdom remained his lifelong purpose. Rhaedoral reminded Martina about his promise, insisting protecting her and the kingdom required, accepting painful sacrifices. Martina praised Rhaedoral's devotion, claiming his sacrifice allowed his lifelong dream to become reality at last. Martina confessed loving Rhaedoral, yet chose the kingdom's future over their personal relationship. Despite lingering feelings. Breaking their engagement, Martina declared Prince Rhaedoral no longer existed, leaving him devastated, seeing Rhaedoral collapse. Martina checked his condition despite her painful decision moments before separation. Rhaedoral refused accepting reality, questioning how Martina remained calm after shattering their cherished future. Heartbroken, Rhaedoral questioned everything, while the carriage departed, leaving Martina and Lockwood watching behind. Inside the carriage, Rhaedoral remained devastated as the journey carried him farther from the royal capital, forever. Spotting Granard, Rhaedoral believed his caring brother had arrived to correct the terrible misunderstanding at last. Granard recalled happier memories, hiding painful emotions behind a calm expression before their separation. The carriage disappeared into the distance, leaving Rhaedoral grieving while unanswered doubts filled him. 5 years later, Rhaedoral traveled alone through dangerous forests, hiding beneath a weathered hooded cloak. Ferocious wolves surrounded Rhaedoral, but he eliminated every charging beast before suffering any serious injuries. Rhaedoral revealed himself, warning remaining monsters before drawing his cursed sword for another fierce battle. Using Enfe Grey, Rhaedoral unleashed a devastating sword technique, cutting through charging wolves with overwhelming power. Surviving wolves attacked again, yet Rhaedoral's cursed sword eliminated every remaining threat across the forest. Raidorol finished defeating every wolf, refusing escape while trapping the remaining monsters inside the battlefield. Adventurer Zafis Bartolomeo praised Raidorol's strength after witnessing countless defeated wolves scattered across the forest. Zafis recalled meeting Raidorol years earlier, remembering his timid personality before exile transformed his determination. Raidorol admitted past hardships changed him, while Zafis reflected upon their unexpected reunion after many years. Zafis praised Raidorol's perseverance, believing the exiled prince refused surrender despite every hardship. Zafis remembered training young Raidorol, recognizing his determination from their earliest days before exile. Zafis admitted harsh training strengthened Raidorol, helping him survive countless hardships across the frontier alone. Townspeople respected Raidorol as their dependable lord, celebrating his leadership after years of dedicated service. Zafis praised Raidorol's growth, admitting the town depended upon his strength more than ever before. Raidorol promised protecting Zafis, the town, and everyone because Pioneer Town had become his home. Zafis informed Raidorol that an unexpected visitor had arrived from the distant royal capital for him. Hearing the message, Raidorol accepted the meeting and asked Zafis to accompany him for support. Zafis encouraged Raidorol before watching him leave, promising another sparring match after important business ended. Raidorol entered the reception room, wondering whether Basil or Lockwood had traveled from the capital again. He discovered Martina waiting, leaving him stunned after their unexpected reunion following 5 years. Martina revealed the king had died, while Granard summoned Raidorol through an official royal decree. The decree ordered Raidorol surrender Pioneer Town and return to the royal capital without delay. Martina explained the Eastern Arslayan Empire declared war, placing the kingdom of Zain under danger. Raidorol realized the empire targeted holy sword holders, threatening kingdoms protected by sacred weapons. Martina revealed every legendary holy sword already belonged to confirmed wielders across neighboring powerful nations. Martina urged Raidorol return, warning 4 holy sword holders faced an unprecedented battlefield soon. Raidorol denounced the royal decree, refusing another order from those who betrayed him before. Raidorol demanded Martina answer honestly, questioning why she expected his loyalty after years of painful exile. Drawing en fait grare, Raidorol pressured Martina for answers until she asked him to restrain himself first. Martina promised Raidorol rewards, including restored status and territory, if he joined the kingdom's desperate defense. Raidorol rejected Martina's proposal, ordering her leave after insulting Pioneer Town and its people. Ignoring royal authority, Raidorol declared Martina had exhausted his patience, leaving no room for compromise anymore. Magical chains restrained Raidorol, revealing Martina had prepared the trap before their confrontation even began. Martina accepted responsibility, declaring her kingdom always came before personal feelings or painful sacrifices. Raidorol remembered Martina once spoke identical words, deepening his disappointment over her unwavering decision today. Martina admitted using slavery magic, demanding Raidorol obey, despite treating him like a dangerous criminal. Ignoring Martina's plea, Raidorol rejected submission, vowing resistance against everyone responsible for his suffering. Suddenly Nemilia appeared, overwhelming nearby guards before shattering the magical chains binding Raidorol. Nemilia rescued Raidorol, revealing herself before Martina recognized her unmistakable golden eyes with growing disbelief. Raidorol realized Nemilia belonged among the 6 Witches of Doom, leaving everyone stunned by her appearance. Nemilia claimed only she could remain beside Raidorol, leaving everyone speechless by her jealous declaration. Raidorol warned Martina restraint had ended after her plans failed, preparing to settle everything through force. Questioning Martina, Raidorol suspected Granard arranged everything, but she denied his involvement entirely. Martina accepted full responsibility, insisting Granard and her father remained uninvolved throughout the entire incident. Raidorol raised his sword, determined to end their confrontation despite lingering emotions from the past. Raidorol spared Martina's life, choosing questions instead of revenge, despite holding every advantage after victory. He lifted Martina's chin, promising survival while demanding honest answers behind her shocking betrayal and choices. Nemilia embraced Martina, praising her resolve before Raidorol ordered the witch to continue their interrogation. Nemilia unleashed irresistible enchantment, attempting to shatter Martina's pride through pleasure instead of painful torture. Raidorol encouraged Martina to resist, believing her determination would overcome Nemilia's disturbing magical interrogation. Raidorol tested Martina's resolve, touching her face while questioning how much suffering she could endure. Guards witnessed Martina collapse into Raidorol's arms before he declared her arrested for high treason. Remembering past betrayal, Raidorol refused losing his peaceful life again despite painful memories haunting his heart. Raidorol vowed defeating the Arslanian Empire alone, proving he no longer feared overwhelming enemies ahead. leaving Martina behind. Radorel entrusted final words before marching toward war with purpose. Within 3 days, Radorel watched nearly 1,000 royal soldiers assemble outside fortified walls. Standing before the entrance, Commander Darren Gallist requested entry while Radorel observed without expression. Inside the fortress, Meltina admitted their kingdom faced imminent collapse, requiring Radorel's support against invasion. Seeing Radorel again, Meltina rushed forward until Nemelia's curse suddenly restricted her movements and speech. Maintaining control, Radorel ordered Meltina to remain silent after recognizing the curse consuming her body. Nemelia's curse overwhelmed Meltina, leaving everyone stunned as Radorel watched her uncontrollable reactions unfold. Meanwhile, Darren Gallist entered, refusing blind trust, despite receiving orders from the royal capital. Facing the visitor, Radorel introduced himself, while Darren respectfully knelt, showing proper loyalty before important negotiations began. Recognizing Darren, Radorel recalled meeting General Gallist and acknowledged his respected family background. Satisfied with Darren's respectful behavior, Radorel accepted the commander while his companions observed the unexpected meeting. Darren delivered the royal message, requesting Radorel's participation in the approaching war to protect the kingdom. Radorel accepted the request, promising every effort to defend the kingdom and honor loyal subjects. Inspired by Radorel's resolve, Darren praised his determination and suggested preparing for the campaign ahead. Darren noticed Meltina, recalling her previous actions toward Radorel, with visible concern and hesitation. Questioning the situation, Radorel listened as Darren considered Meltina's punishment merciful, despite her past misconduct. Radorel assured Darren that Meltina remained useful, easing concerns despite widespread misunderstandings surrounding her condition. After finishing preparations, Radorel announced their departure toward the royal capital, while Darren confirmed Meltina's participation. Radorel refused taking Meltina, believing her condition prevented any meaningful contribution during the journey. Before leaving, Radorel entrusted Meltina's safety to a dependable companion and boarded the waiting carriage. Watching the carriage depart, Meltina remained behind while Darren questioned Radorel's unexpected travel companions aboard. Nemelia introduced herself, promising faithful service while accompanying Radorel throughout the important journey ahead. Darren pledged respectful support before Radorel questioned whether such loyalty would always remain unchanged. Radorel challenged Darren with a difficult question involving future conflict against the kingdom's ruling prince himself. Caught off guard, Darren hesitated, admitting such dangerous speculation could never be dismissed as harmless conversation. Radorel accepted Darren's honesty, while reflecting upon his unexpected return after years of exile. Radorel dismissed the tense discussion, encouraging Darren to share the kingdom's true intentions first. Darren explained Prince Granard sincerely sought reconciliation, hoping Radorel would unite against the invading imperial forces. Hearing those words, Radorel questioned Granard's feelings, while Nemelia served everyone inside the carriage. During the journey, Nemelia offered fresh milk, surprising Darren after revealing impressive magical abilities. Observing Nemelia's magic, Darren understood Radorel traveled confidently because such a powerful magician accompanied him throughout. Maintaining composure, Radorel warned everyone against reckless actions, while revealing nothing about his hidden intentions. Nemelia served fragrant tea, surprising Radorel, after adding special honey without informing anyone beforehand. Approaching the royal capital, Radorel reflected upon his long-awaited return, after 5 difficult years away. Arriving outside the royal capital, Nemelia admired towering walls, while Radorel remained unimpressed by familiar surroundings. Leaving the carriage, Nemelia followed Radorel as curious citizens watched their arrival across the capital. Remembering earlier days, Radorel noticed anxious expressions spreading throughout streets because war threatened every resident nearby. Darren informed Radorel tomorrow's royal audience followed proper rest inside a prepared mansion. Accepting the arrangement, Radorel believed Prince Granard still distrusted him, despite requesting reconciliation. Inside the carriage, Radorel admitted Prince Granard had resented him since receiving the sacred sword years earlier. Radorel and Nemelia stood before the prepared mansion instead of entering the royal palace. Explaining the arrangement, Darren invited Radorel to remain inside the mansion during his stay there. Understanding, Radorel realized his brother sought military strength without restoring genuine trust between them. Turning toward Darren, Radorel confirmed he could use the mansion while accepting the hospitality arrangement. After accepting Darren's arrangements, Radorel entered the mansion with Nemelia, while expressing quiet appreciation for the hospitality. Examining the residence, Radorel accepted his brother's intentions, despite disliking the reason behind this accommodation. Entering the grand mansion, numerous maids welcomed Radorel, leaving Nemelia surprised by the formal reception. Moments later, an elderly butler greeted Radorel, recognizing the prince after many years apart. Remembering their meeting, Radorel recognized Owen, the loyal servant who once kindly treated him. Saruman welcomed Raydurl, requesting permission to discuss an important matter before everyone gathered inside. Facing the assembled servants, Saruman announced an important decision while Raydurl observed every expression. Raydurl dismissed Saruman, leaving every maid astonished by his sudden decision and authority. Confused by the order, Saruman demanded an explanation before Raydurl declared unnecessary people should leave. Nemelia questioned Raydurl's strict judgment, while trusting his decision despite everyone's growing confusion around them. Raydurl declared Nemelia alone earned his trust, rejecting every servant connected to Granard's suspicious household. The shaken chancellor accepted Raydurl's decision, promising to report everything before leaving the mansion. Silence returned as Raydurl and Nemelia enjoyed peaceful moments inside their assigned residence together. Nemelia cherished Raydurl's trust, while he dismissed her exaggerated devotion with embarrassed disbelief and playful teasing. Ignoring his protests, Nemelia declared unwavering devotion, leaving Raydurl speechless before another embarrassing misunderstanding unfolded. Raydurl stopped Nemelia's teasing, ordering her to inspect the mansion instead of causing further distractions. Following his command, Nemelia summoned shadow servants and ordered a thorough search across the mansion. Satisfied with her response, Raydurl trusted Nemelia while she accepted responsibility for protecting the mansion. Ignoring Nemelia's remarks, Raydurl walked away, leaving her disappointed despite promising devoted service. The following morning, Raydurl entered the royal palace, preparing to deliver his report before King Granard himself. Beside the throne, Raydurl faced Granard again as attendants announced the prince's long-awaited arrival. Heavy silence filled the throne room as Raydurl and King Granard exchanged cold, unwavering stares. Kneeling before the throne, Raydurl greeted King Granard before receiving permission to rise and speak. Maintaining polite expressions, both brothers exchanged careful greetings while concealing years of resentment. Darren apologized for Raydurl's absence during their father's funeral, while praising his frontier service. Raydurl condemned Chancellor Lockwood, exposing his hypocrisy before nobles gathered throughout the royal audience hall. Facing Granard again, Raydurl recalled the exile, comparing the tense meeting to that painful day. Observing Granard's expression, Raydurl recognized the same jealous eyes that abandoned him years before. Confronting his brother, Raydurl declared Granard still needed his strength, despite their broken relationship and resentment. Without hiding his feelings, Raydurl demanded the true reason behind his unexpected return to the royal capital. Granard explained the Eastern Arslan Empire, leaving General Garst defending the kingdom's remaining territory. Raydurl requested only a sincere apology, believing honest regret could restore their broken relationship. Granard ordered Raydurl to wield Defade Inslafe again and defend Zane against the invading empire. Realizing Granard valued power above family, Raydurl declared he would reclaim everything stolen from him. Smiling calmly, Raydurl rejected Granard's request outright, refusing to fight against the empire once again. Shocked nobles protested Raydurl's refusal, condemning his decision as unacceptable, despite his royal blood and status. Granard questioned Raydurl's refusal, insisting the royal decree demanded complete obedience without any hesitation. Answering Raydurl reminded Chancellor Lockwood his frontier duties remained equally important for protecting innocent citizens. Chancellor Lockwood insisted national survival outweighed everything else, emphasizing military priorities before everyone gathered. Raydurl questioned why no other powerful lords answered the kingdom's desperate call for assistance. Turning toward the nobles, Raydurl demanded their military contributions instead of expecting him to fight, rejecting empty flattery. Raydurl praised Granard's perception, while insisting meaningful conditions mattered more than compliments. Drawing his holy sword, Raydurl requested everyone hear the condition from their exiled royal brother first. Calling it a request, Raydurl prepared revealing the single condition behind accepting their desperate proposal. Raydurl faced King Granard after preparing strict conditions before accepting negotiations for Zane's defense campaign. Granard watched Raydurl carefully, realizing the exiled prince controlled every negotiation from beginning onward alone. Raydurl presented a formal agreement, promising to defend Zane Kingdom against the invading Arslan Empire. First, Raydurl demanded personal safety, then requested generous funding for his frontier city development efforts. Raydurl secured ownership of wartime gains and authority over captured prisoners, leaving nobles speechless. Raydurl revealed his final condition, leaving King Granard and every noble questioning his true intentions. Raydurl demanded Granard appoint him as crown prince and future king, shocking everyone inside the palace. Granard erupted with anger while Raydurl remained composed, refusing to withdraw his bold political demand. Many nobles condemned Raydurl's proposal, believing his request challenged royal authority and endangered the kingdom's future stability. Granard questioned Raydurl's determination, while the confident prince answered with unwavering resolve before the silent royal court. King Granard rejected Raederal's demand, declaring his own son Strauss would inherit the kingdom instead of Raederal. Raederal accepted Granard's refusal, withdrew the final condition, and surprised everyone by calling Granard his brother instead. Granard hesitated before agreeing, allowing Raederal to continue with the oath. After removing the controversial condition completely, a royal official realized Raederal proposed impossible conditions to secure acceptance for his true demands without resistance. Raederal smiled confidently as the nobles prepared the agreement, while questioning the purpose behind his successful negotiation strategy. Raederal rejected the written oath, insisting both brothers seal their agreement through an ancient blood contract. Granard accepted it, believing the blood contract would strengthen mutual trust before confronting the imperial invasion. Raederal activated the blood contract, releasing dark magical power while confirming their agreement had become binding. Black chains wrapped around both brothers, leaving Granard stunned, while Raederal accepted the ritual. Raederal declared the contract complete, warning Granard his hidden plans would soon reveal their devastating consequences. Granard condemned Raederal as a traitor, ordering royal guards to capture him before everyone. Raederal struck approaching guards instantly, defeating them before they could surround or restrain him completely. Watching fallen guards, Raederal mocked the kingdom's weakness, while Granard questioned the contract's consequences silently. Raederal revealed the blood contract had already taken effect, leaving Granard confused about everything happening. Raederal challenged everyone to attack, warning they would sacrifice King Granard before capturing him alive. Raederal invoked the first condition, preventing everyone from harming him after sealing the powerful blood contract. Raederal reminded Granard that their contract guaranteed his safety, forcing the king to obey its binding terms. Granard realized Raederal had placed a contractor's curse upon them, binding both brothers under identical restrictions. Furious, Granard accused Raederal of using forbidden magic reserved for forcing dangerous criminals into complete submission. Raederal admitted the curse threatened himself equally, proving the deadly contract restrained both participants. Granard insisted court mages would break the curse, but Raederal dismissed his confidence without concern. Raederal admitted he trusted nobody anymore, blaming Granard's past crimes for forcing such dangerous precautions against betrayal. Granard angrily claimed Raederal had become arrogant, while Raederal refused explaining the truth behind his accusations further. Granard accepted every contract condition, including frontier funding, yet questioned Raederal's hidden motives with frustration. Granard swore revenge after defeating the Empire, promising severe punishment for Raederal's unforgivable blood curse. Raederal assured Granard the Empire would fall, claiming he alone could rescue the kingdom from destruction ahead. Leaving the palace, Raederal reminded Granard that history often favored brothers willing to seize kingdoms through betrayal. Raederal revealed the kingdom's founder had murdered his own brother, leaving Granard shaken by the disturbing truth. Prince Darren stopped Raederal outside, demanding an explanation for provoking such dangerous conflict. Raederal distrusted Darren's words, refusing further explanations, despite the prince's sincere concern and desperate questions. Darren admitted his father helped exile Raederal, hoping sincere honesty would restore their broken relationship before war. Darren explained General Garst regretted everything, but defended those painful decisions as protecting the kingdom's future. Raederal ignored Darren's explanation, walking toward the Holy Sword Chamber guarded by loyal royal soldiers. When the guards blocked his path, Raederal struck, knocking one defender aside with overwhelming strength alone. Dark energy consumed the injured guard as Raederal approached the sealed chamber, despite desperate warnings from everyone. Raederal entered the Holy Sword Chamber, ignoring the cursed wind swirling across the ancient sacred hall. Darren warned the cursed wind drained strength, yet Raederal continued walking toward the sacred altar, standing before Defainsleif. Raederal gazed at the legendary holy sword resting upon the ancient pedestal. Raederal grasped Defainsleif, welcoming their reunion while astonishing Darren with his fearless determination and resolve. Raederal reclaimed the holy sword, preparing to lead his followers toward the path of unquestioned supremacy. Raederal returned to his mansion carrying Defainsleif, where his loyal companions awaited his successful return home. His maid welcomed Raederal, noticing the legendary holy sword had returned to its rightful master. Unsure about the weapon's future, Raederal asked his maid whether the legendary sword should remain with him. The maid revealed the holy sword began everything. Recalling her past as the youngest witch of Ruin, she confessed meeting Raederal changed her heart, replacing destruction with genuine love and unwavering devotion. The maid recalled loving the chosen hero, sacrificing everything despite betraying her own family for his sake. The hero abandoned her, leaving the devastated witch trapped with unbearable loneliness and endless despair. Confused by passing years, the imprisoned witch noticed a small rat wandering through her ruined prison. Hearing the prison door open, the lonely witch realized someone had entered the forgotten underground chamber. Young Rhaedoral discovered the imprisoned witch, while she believed the terrifying monster had disappeared. Young Rhaedoral cautiously entered the abandoned chamber, searching silent ruins after defeating the underground monster earlier. Inside the prison, a chained woman noticed Rhaedoral approaching, watching silently with disbelief and confusion. Startled by the naked prisoner, Rhaedoral mistook her for a ghost before retreating in embarrassment. The imprisoned woman begged Rhaedoral to remain, while he avoided facing her embarrassing appearance inside. Grateful for his arrival, the lonely woman offered an awkward reward, leaving embarrassed Rhaedoral speechless. The imprisoned witch explained ancient heroes sealed her away, while Rhaedoral remembered forgotten stories from childhood. The witch questioned the hero's betrayal, while Rhaedoral admitted the legendary holy sword changed many destinies. Painful memories overwhelmed the witch, recalling cruel lies, broken promises, and endless betrayal from the chosen hero. Noticing her sadness, Rhaedoral encouraged the lonely witch to share everything without hiding painful memories anymore. Rhaedoral revealed his own tragic past, explaining the holy sword caused his brother to exile him. Rhaedoral introduced himself, admitting both shared painful betrayal while struggling to survive every single day. Hearing Rhaedoral's full name, the imprisoned witch burst into tears, without explaining her overwhelming emotions. Rhaedoral broke the heavy chains, promising to bring the imprisoned witch back into town with him. After freeing her, Rhaedoral offered spare clothes before guiding the embarrassed witch toward the chamber entrance. The grateful witch decided meeting Rhaedoral was destiny, promising to protect and follow him from that day. Young Rhaedoral smiled, extending his hand while inviting the imprisoned witch to leave together with him. After returning home, the maid blushed, promising devoted service while surprising Rhaedoral with her enthusiasm. The maid revealed intruders attacked the mansion, explaining she defeated them. After discovering Rhaedoral had become their target, Rhaedoral realized enemies planned taking him hostage. Recognizing his brother's curse had already been discovered by someone, Rhaedoral teased the maid's confidence, while she insisted she remained a genuine, lovely servant outside. The cheerful maid requested rewards for loyal service, leaving Rhaedoral embarrassed before offering awkward praise instead. Rhaedoral patted the maid, deciding stronger allies were necessary to protect both mansion and frontier. Determined to secure victory, Rhaedoral resolved defeating the enemy's holy sword wielder before confronting the invading forces. Rhaedoral reached the royal capital, preparing immediate departure after finishing urgent matters, despite exhausting travel conditions. Accompanied by trusted companions, Rhaedoral departed toward Fortress Blaine to reinforce the endangered frontier defenses soon. Meanwhile, Fortress Blaine's defenders confronted one mysterious swordswoman, while desperate soldiers formed a tight encirclement. The relentless swordswoman overwhelmed surrounding troops, forcing frightened defenders into full retreat after devastating every assault. Inside headquarters, General Garst received alarming casualty reports as officers demanded immediate counterattacks before morale collapsed. General Garst endured mounting pressure, believing Prince Rhaedoral's arrival would restore hope across Fortress Blaine. The lone holy sword wielder recognized the Empire's advancing forces before preparing another battle. Elsewhere, Arsline commanders observed Fortress Blaine, acknowledging determined resistance despite overwhelming military pressure ahead. Enemy officers discussed the prolonged campaign, expecting the kingdom's final stronghold to fall soon. Reflecting upon previous invasions, Imperial commanders feared multiple holy sword wielders appearing together again. Imperial leaders believed one holy sword wielder could change entire wars and fulfill the Emperor's grand ambitions. Soldiers praised Princess Celia von Arsline, recognizing her lightning holy sword saved countless Imperial forces before. Several officers admired Princess Celia, calling her fearless warrior whose lightning-fast swordsmanship inspired every soldier. Experienced commanders described Princess Celia as honest, courageous, and untouched by resentment. One officer accepted those words while another companion questioned his uneasy reaction after hearing Princess Celia praised. Princess Celia returned after another battle, expressing disappointment because Fortress Blaine's defenders offered little resistance today. Nearby officers welcomed Princess Celia's early return, surprised she finished the battlefield engagement. Princess Celia complained about missing another strategy meeting while officers explained unavoidable battlefield circumstances prevented her attendance. Colonel Safaris apologized respectfully before Princess Celia advised him to overcome prejudice and trust fellow comrades. Princess Celia encouraged Colonel Safaris, leaving embarrassed officers reflecting upon her personality and straightforward advice. Princess Celia interrupted discussions, seeking General Garkos while officers requested her opinion regarding the ongoing war. General Garkos praised his loyal adjutant, while Princess Celia greeted him with cheerful affection and admiration. Princess Celia questioned future plans against Fortress Blaine after hearing General Basil defended the kingdom's strongest fortress. An officer explained Fortress Blaine possessed abundant weapons and supplies, making every planned assault difficult. General Garcos urged Princess Celia to consider broader strategies before comparing enemy commanders against his abilities. General Garcos declared himself superior, while Princess Celia supported her beloved grandfather's confident determination. Princess Celia considered General Garcos's concerns after hearing Fortress Blaine's guardian continued blocking the Empire's advance. Princess Celia offered defeating the enemy commander alone, but General Garcos firmly rejected her reckless proposal. Ignoring worried officers, Princess Celia rushed forward, enthusiastically before General Garcos stopped her dangerous attempt again. General Garcos demanded Princess Celia keep her promise, refusing another reckless mission despite her cheerful protests. General Garcos praised Princess Celia's achievements, while reminding her officers also deserved opportunities to earn distinguished merits. Princess Celia accepted their advice, understanding brave soldiers wished to achieve recognition through their own victories. General Garcos encouraged Princess Celia's compassion, promising officers would request her strength whenever circumstances truly required assistance. Meanwhile, Raidorl's carriage approached the battlefield, drawing immediate attention from nearby Imperial officers watching carefully. Raidorl sensed Defainsleif reacting, realizing the opposing army had begun making serious preparations ahead. Raidorl sensed Defainsleif reacting, realizing the Empire had detected approaching danger and prepared decisive countermeasures already. Raidorl ordered Darren to deliver a complete battlefield report before launching immediate strategic responses. While resting, Raidorl listened carefully as trusted companions prepared supplies before discussing upcoming military operations. Darren explained Fortress Blaine faced overwhelming Imperial forces, leaving defenders heavily outnumbered, despite determined resistance. Raidorl questioned why King Granard avoided battle, despite inspiring soldiers through his presence during desperate wartime. Darren believed King Granard hesitated because losing Fortress Blaine would certainly endanger the kingdom's remaining defenses. Raidorl explained King Granard feared holy swords deeply, despite never lacking courage during previous conflicts himself. Darren revealed King Granard once planned joining Fortress Blaine before terrifying reports changed his decision. Listening quietly, the maid questioned royal behavior, while Darren explained overwhelming fear clouded King Granard's judgment. Raidorl concluded King Granard feared holy sword wielders after resentment grew from his painful royal rejection. Raidorl mocked the kingdom's irony, remembering exile meant protecting rulers whose hesitation invited national collapse instead. Darren noticed Lady Miria's maid outfit, wondering whether such clothing truly suited dangerous battlefield missions ahead. Lady Miria defended her maid uniform, insisting it perfectly matched combat duties and personal devotion alike. Ignoring the playful argument, Raidorl's convoy continued advancing steadily toward the front line under vigilant military escort. After 6 days traveling, Raidorl reached the forward camp and inspected preparations with trusted companions. Darren interrupted Raidorl's rest, discovering Nymeria sleeping beside him before apologizing for the unexpected misunderstanding. After waking Nymeria, Raidorl requested privacy before returning outside to continue important military discussions. Darren reported local travelers witnessed dangerous monsters appearing along important roads near the advancing army recently. Raidorl found the reports unusual because monsters rarely approached populated settlements or heavily traveled roads before. Continuing his report, Darren revealed the troublesome monster terrorizing nearby roads appeared to be a lesser dragon. Darren explained lesser dragons possessed overwhelming strength, destroying towns despite remaining weaker than true dragons everywhere. Raidorl acknowledged the danger, realizing waiting for reinforcements would delay their arrival at Fortress Blaine unnecessarily. Darren recommended bypassing the dangerous road, believing safer routes would protect everyone from unnecessary risks ahead. Raidorl rejected retreat, insisting they would defeat any monster blocking their advance toward Fortress Blaine together. Raidorl declared only Defainsleif and himself would confront the lesser dragon before continuing their mission onward. Alarmed by Raidorl's decision, Darren insisted protecting the prince remained his foremost responsibility against overwhelming battlefield dangers. Keeping his composure, Raidorl reminded Darren their partnership extended beyond formal duties assigned by the royal family. Despite living far from the capital, Darren believed Raidorl still deserved protection as the kingdom's rightful prince. Smiling faintly, Raidorl explained Darren misunderstood because Defainsleif deserved testing against truly formidable enemies. Raidorl mounted his horse, determined to confront the lesser dragon, using only Defainsleif's strength. Approaching the forest road, Raidorl detected a foul stench before Darren suspected dangerous monster activity. Suddenly, a terrified traveler appeared. warning everyone that an enormous creature was approaching their position. Before anyone reacted, violent destruction raced across the road, leaving the desperate survivor screaming in absolute terror. Moments later, a gigantic basilisk emerged, unleashing petrification breath while towering above the frightened traveler. Raydorel realized the reported lesser dragon never existed, because an even deadlier basilisk had appeared instead. Watching the basilisk carefully, Raydorel refused assistance while Miria offered support against the dangerous monster before them. Ignoring Darren's concern, Raydorel ordered everyone to remain behind, unless circumstances forced immediate intervention. Drawing Deface Leaf, Raydorel challenged the towering basilisk, inviting the terrifying beast into direct combat. The enraged basilisk lunged forward, launching relentless attacks while Raydorel advanced with his sacred sword. Leaping through the monster's assault, Raydorel unleashed a swift counterattack that struck the basilisk with tremendous force. Raydorel's powerful slash wounded the basilisk, yet the massive beast remained standing and prepared another fierce attack. Raydorel praised the holy sword before deciding the prolonged battle should end now. Instead of retreating, the enraged basilisk charged toward Darren, forcing Raydorel to notice the unexpected danger. Seeing Darren trapped within the attack, Raydorel shouted, while the basilisk closed the remaining distance fast. Raydorel intercepted the deadly attack, refusing to let Darren perish before his own eyes again. Holding Defade's life, Raydorel warned the basilisk to face him alone before continuing their confrontation. Raydorel confronted the damned lizard fearlessly as Defense Leaf's overwhelming holy power darkened the surrounding battlefield. The furious damned lizard charged forward, yet Raydorel's precise strike pierced its dangerous petrifying breath. Witnessing Defade's life awaken, Raydorel unleashed the sacred sword's divine curse, shattering the monster's relentless offensive power. Raising Deface high, Raydorel summoned its legendary strength while the airborne damned lizard descended toward him. Raydorel executed Hatchet of Rundanir, overwhelming the damned lizard beneath devastating cursed sword techniques with ease. Raydorel unleashed Hatchet of Rundanir, overwhelming the basilisk, leaving the creature staggered beneath cursed energy. As darkness faded, astonished companions watched Raydorel standing unharmed while questioning Defate's Leaf's extraordinary might together. Raydorel admitted the basilisk exceeded expectations, then lowered Defate's after confirming everyone remained safe afterward. After defeating the basilisk, Raydorel checked his companion's safety as grateful soldiers celebrated victory together. Explaining Defate's curse, Raydorel revealed every wounded basilisk became stone beneath the sacred sword's influence. Raydorel condemned the basilisk's cruelty before forcing the monster to suffer its own petrifying curse instead. After sheathing Deface's life, Raydorel explained the battle merely tested his blade, astonishing every companion watching nearby. Raydorel restrained his true strength, refusing reckless battles, because protecting companions remained his highest battlefield priority. 10 days passed as Raydorel anticipated confronting another Excalibur wielder during the Empire's approaching military campaign. Raydorel reached Blaine Fortress, where grateful companions welcomed everyone before preparing for the coming battle. Raydorel arrived at Blaine Fortress while observing the kingdom's strategic gateway, alongside his traveling companions. Darren explained Blaine Fortress occupied a valley, surprising Raydorel because military bases favored higher defensive positions. Describing battlefield tactics, Darren revealed Blaine Fortress exploited surrounding terrain to restrict charging cavalry and enemy movements. Darren added rainfall transformed nearby ground into mud, allowing defenders to launch effective counterattacks against invaders. Raydorel inspected Blaine Fortress, calculating supplies and preparing Deface's life before the Empire's inevitable invasion began. Raydorel entered Blaine Fortress, where General Bazar Garst welcomed the returning prince with unexpected respect. Recognizing General Bazar Garst, Raydorel faced his former ally as tense memories resurfaced between both seasoned warriors. General Bazar Garst praised Raydorel's remarkable growth, while Darren noticed the reunion carried unmistakable battlefield tension. Raydorel teased General Bazar Garst's aging appearance before accepting his invitation for a private strategic discussion. Inside the command room, General Bazar Garst thanked Raydorel for protecting the kingdom's distant frontier territories. Raydorel demanded generous rewards before General Bazar Garst questioned the mysterious maid accompanying his arrival. Raydorel dismissed the introduction, urging General Bazar Garst to explain the kingdom's current wartime situation instead. General Bazar Garst reported Imperial forces resumed advancing toward Blaine Fortress, despite constant skirmishes without major setbacks. Raydorel questioned the endless skirmishes, believing the Empire pursued another objective beyond capturing Blaine Fortress. Considering Raydorel's theory, General Bazar Garst suspected the Empire planned exhausting defenders through prolonged warfare instead. Rador rejected the Empire's attrition strategy, predicting winter would destroy vulnerable enemy supply routes. Instead, General Bazar Garst revealed Fortress Baums, strengthened Imperial logistics, overturning Radoral's earlier strategic expectations. Radorial realized Eastern territories faced disaster because occupied Fortress Baums secured Imperial supplies throughout harsh winter. General Bazar Garst admitted desperate circumstances, urging Radoral to prevent the kingdom's unavoidable military collapse ahead. General Bazar Garst bowed, pleading for Radoral's assistance to protect Zane and its suffering people. Radoral recalled his family with regret before accepting General Bazar Garst's sincere plea for the kingdom. Radoral acknowledged General Bazar Garst's sincerity, offering assistance under one important condition after the coming war. Radoral requested General Bazar Garst never oppose him after defeating the Empire and restoring lasting peace. Radoral promised victory with minimal losses, honoring his agreement with King Granard, despite uncertain political consequences ahead. Swearing upon defense, Radoral awaited General Bazar Garst's answer, while demonstrating unwavering determination. General Bazar Garst declared unwavering loyalty, convincing Radoral his devotion belonged entirely to Zane's future survival. Accepting those convictions, Radoral vowed victory and promised leading the kingdom's army through the coming decisive campaign. Radoral inspired everyone, declaring Zane would never fall behind the Empire's mighty Excalibur wielders during battle. Later, General Bazar Garst visited again, announcing tomorrow's offensive, while Radoral welcomed the decisive opportunity. Radoral accepted the offensive plan, preparing defeat and Slave, while his companions awaited the approaching battlefield. Radoral questioned General Bazar Garst, seeking the reason behind the fortress suddenly launching its long-awaited offensive, changing into military attire. Radoral rejected depending upon single heroes, despite officially joining the kingdom's frontline forces. General Bazar Garst warned royal traitors endangered Zane, allowing enemies to weaken the kingdom from within. Understanding the strategy, Radoral concluded prolonged warfare concealed Imperial collaboration with influential conspirators. Radoral questioned General Bazar Garst's timing, learning hidden discussions remained safer after surrounding soldiers departed for battle. Radoral declared Defenslave existed to secure swift victory before hidden conspirators destroyed the kingdom of Zanine. Accepting General Bazar Garst's explanation, Radoral asked what responsibilities awaited him before the decisive confrontation arrived. General Bazar Garst ordered Radoral to unleash defeat and Slave without hesitation once the decisive battlefield opportunity appeared. Radoral watched gathered soldiers beneath darkening skies, recognizing the kingdom's decisive war would begin before dawn. Determined, Radoral advanced beside waiting troops, preparing himself to defend the kingdom against the invading empire. Radoral admitted battlefield tactics had limits, preferring direct combat beyond defensive fortress walls instead. Reports identified Princess Celia von Alisline, Clausiolus's wielder, as Radoral's powerful sacred sword opponent from Arsline. Radoral accepted the warning, understanding Celia's strength demanded caution despite leading the Empire's feared Holy Sword forces. Radoral rejected empty heroism, believing determined comrades together would teach the Arsline Empire true strength. Turning toward assembled soldiers, Radoral declared war had begun before leading everyone forward together immediately. Meanwhile, Celia discovered the fortress gates standing open, suspecting hidden intentions behind Kingdom's strategy instead. Confused Imperial soldiers realized promised reinforcements never appeared, leaving barely 100 defenders behind alone. Experienced officers noticed the battlefield atmosphere had changed, concluding Radoral prepared decisive strategic advantage ahead. Imperial soldiers discovered King Granard remained inside the fortress, believing his presence could determine the kingdom's fate. Their commander ordered immediate assault preparations, hoping force would crush the kingdom's defenders before reinforcements arrived. Another officer believed unexpected reinforcements strengthened enemy morale, while Celia prepared herself for the coming battle. The commander advised patience, warning Celia not to reveal the Empire's strongest sacred sword. Celia accepted the decision, gripping Clausiolas quietly while awaiting orders before entering the battlefield herself. Celia observed the battlefield as Darren completed defensive formations behind the fortress walls before sunrise. Imperial cavalry charged downhill, but Darren ordered disciplined spearmen forward to halt the enemy's advancing assault. Radoral praised the spear wall formation, proving disciplined soldiers could withstand powerful Imperial cavalry. Kingdom archers released precise volleys, disrupting Imperial riders before General Garci expected the defenders' coordinated counterattack. Imperial soldiers suffered heavy losses while Radoral watched, recognizing his battlefield strategy achieved its intended purpose. Raedrel secured the first victory but warned everyone the Empire still possessed overwhelming military strength ahead. Grecos Barzin challenged Raedrel directly, forcing him to prepare against the Empire's strongest battlefield commander. Barzin realized kingdom defenders strengthened their spear wall, preventing cavalry from breaking the defensive formation easily. Imperial infantry advanced instead, pushing kingdom forces backward until Raedrel recognized the enemy's battlefield adjustment. Soon Imperial soldiers surrounded wider positions, abandoning cavalry assaults while tightening relentless pressure against kingdom defenders. Raedrel ordered shields raised as Imperial arrows descended, protecting kingdom soldiers from the barrage overhead. Realizing simultaneous attacks erased their advantage, Raedrel searched urgently for another battlefield solution before collapse. Raedrel spotted weakened defenses on the left flank, then rushed forward despite overwhelming enemy pressure surrounding everyone. Kingdom soldiers struggled beside Raedrel, but relentless Imperial attacks forced defenders into dangerous close combat. Despite growing casualties, Raedrel encouraged exhausted soldiers, determined to resist until retreat orders reached everyone. Raedrel realized the Imperial assault concealed another objective after abandoning careful defensive positions during fierce fighting. General Garci questioned the kingdom's retreat, believing Raedrel had exhausted every meaningful battlefield strategy already available. Another officer suspected General Basil Garci planned something dangerous, refusing reckless attacks without hidden confidence. Kingdom forces began withdrawing, yet General Garci remained suspicious despite apparent victory unfolding before Imperial soldiers. General Garci ordered relentless pursuit toward the fortress, preventing retreating kingdom soldiers from approaching defensive walls. Celia sensed an approaching threat while watching the battlefield. Realizing something dangerous would appear before long, Raedrel ordered every soldier retreat first, choosing to remain behind and block pursuing Imperial forces alone. Outnumbered, Raedrel fought fiercely until hidden attacks suddenly struck surrounding Imperial soldiers from every direction. Darren's surprise assault rescued Raedrel, disrupting Imperial formations and creating precious time for kingdom forces retreating. Raedrel welcomed Grecos Barzin confidently, preparing Defetienslaf's overwhelming power for their long-awaited decisive duel.